Alright, and it's broken the bedrock. Super, super cool to watch this thing happen. It does take a Hey guys, welcome back to iCraftMC. In today's episode, we're going to be learning how to break bedrock. But before we do that, we're going to make today's banner of the day. Today's banner starts with a blue banner and green dye. The green dye will be in a green poly. Next, we're going to want a black base indented, which is of course this shape right here. Then we're going to go on to a black border indented, which is this shape right here. Then we're going on to a blue chief, which is this shape right here. Then we're going on to a black base gradient, which is this pattern right here. And we're going to end off last but not least with a light blue gradient, which is this pattern right here. And you can see what it makes. It makes like an underwater scene, which I thought was really cool. I think it kind of shows like an underwater ravine with some cool kelp coming up, and I just think it's a really cool banner overall, and I just think it's really cool to have banners that show off scenes of places within Minecraft or real life. So yeah, I think it's a really cool banner to complement all the other cool banners here. And if you see any really cool banners here that you want to make, I have a playlist and a tutorial for every single one of these. So you might want to check that out as well. Anyway, on to what we're doing for today. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be breaking a hole in the bedrock of the nether so we can get from the normal part of the nether to the roof of the nether, because we're going to be building a gold farm in the next episode. And between episodes I made this long tunnel. Be careful here on that one edge. But, ouch, that hurt a lot. Anyway. But yeah, I want to be careful when you're flying around the nether. But anyway, and the reason why I made it all the way over here is actually a very good reason. That's because I need where I am to have a 60 block radius or a 120 block diameter of nether wastes in every direction. And this is the only place within close proximity of my world that I have that. So I'm just going to come up here. And I've already found a place that has what I need. What you basically need is you need a place that has bedrock at 127. But what you also want to do is you want to record the exact block that this is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look, and you can see at the top, or not the top, kind of the middle right of the screen, it says targeted block. Ours is negative 363, 136, and then 127 is the Y. We want to make sure this is the correct block. And it looks like it is, since that's the same coordinate. And actually, no, actually it's not, because we can see on our XYZ we're at 362, 136. So this could get you one off, but anyway, what we can see with targeted block is the height, and we can see that the height of this is correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to type down in the chat the height, the block that we're at. So we're going to type down this, which is 362, I guess 127, doesn't really matter, but 136. Now this is really, really important, because we're going to reference this later as to when we're breaking the bedrock. So what we're going to do, open up our chest here, and inside of the shulker box is some ender pearls. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to go up here to the very top and throw an ender pearl, and now we're at the very top. You can actually, we're kind of stuck in the bedrock there for a bit. Let's see if this is the right block. It is. So what we're going to do, we're going to remember that, and we're going to place down our shulker box. Now this is what you're going to need. Technically this is the minimum, is just these things here: a piston, a TNT, 2 netherrack, 6 torches, 2 levers, and an oak trapdoor. However, because this is kind of a glitchy thing, it is very difficult to do, and so it can take many tries to do this. So I have a lot of extra supplies here, and I would suggest you do that as well. You actually need 2 pistons though. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to still make sure this is the right coordinate. We'll check up our screen with this, and you can see yes, it is indeed the right coordinate. So we're going to want to place our piston right here. I want to make sure we do that correctly. So we're going to place down a block here that we're going to place the piston on, just going sideways, and we want to still make sure that is indeed the right block. The reason why you want to be so sure of that is if you break the wrong block, then you basically have wasted all your time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build the rest of the machine. And the rest of the machine is really easy. It basically goes like this. We're going to put that block there, and then put a block there with a lever on top of it. Then we're going to go like this and place ourselves a trapdoor like that. That'll open up that way. And then we're going to place on the trapdoor a block here, like this. And we're going to surround this whole setup in torches, and these torches are going to be basically to update this. Now what we're basically doing is we're making what's known as a bud powered block, which is basically a block that is powered in such a way that it really shouldn't be powered, but it is. Let's see if we can do this. Place down a torch right here. There we go, and you can see that really shouldn't be powered, but because it is, it's kind of glitched. So what we're going to do now is get ourselves our TNT, and I'll just get out some extra since we'll probably want to do this more than one time. And from this block here, we're going to count out 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll put the block right there. That looks like it's 4. That does look like it is. So we're going to place this lever right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get out our piston in our inventory. And what we're going to do is we're going to be really careful here, because what we're going to do is we're going to switch this, and we're going to run over here, and we're going to make sure this is up, and then just spam right click as fast as possible. And you can always do it first time if you do it correctly, but I found it really, really difficult. And so what we're going to do is we're going to flip this. We're going to go over here and just spam click, spamming as fast as I can. Let's see if we've done it right. It looks like we haven't. No, we haven't. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse, and I'll be right back once I've done this correctly and broken the bedrock, since it can take many, many times. Alright, and it's broken the bedrock. Super, super cool to watch this thing happen. It does take a couple times, so just make sure you have enough TNT on you that you don't have an issue. If you do end up having an issue, though, what you can do is you can always get yourself a supplies for nether portal. So if you get trapped up here, it's not the end of the world. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to get ourselves our trapdoor and place the trapdoor here, and you can now see we have a way to get up and down from the bedrock. Now we're actually going to build the gold farm in the next episode, and we're going to have it centered right here. But for the rest of this episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building the ice tunnel that is between here and my portal, so we can basically get to my gold farm and back super, super easily, because that's an important part of the infrastructure around the gold farm, as gold farms are such a big machine that you want to have infrastructure around them. So we can tell we do need a lot of ice here, and the ice you do for an ice tunnel is blue ice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over to the iceberg biome, and we'll be mining ourselves up a bunch of blue ice. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, make sure to press the like button, because it really does help out the channel, and it just helps YouTube know to recommend my content, but I'm sure you guys have all heard the same thing before a million times. Anyway, so I'm just going to put away the supplies I don't need here in the shulker box. In fact, what we can probably do is just take these supplies and just dump them in the shulker box right here, since we really don't need them. Hopefully I didn't throw away anything vital, and actually I did. I threw away my food. I'll grab that, make sure that doesn't have an issue, and I'll grab the shulker box so we can fill up with ice. So we'll just let the sun set here. It's almost set, and it's set. So we'll get in bed. We could take a dog with us, although unfortunately the iceberg biome is too far away, so they'll get kind of stuck. So I guess what we're going to want to do is get ourselves a boat, which would be good. So we'll go down here. I think I have some nice jungle boats that are in storage. And it's interesting because when I moved over here from where my original house was, I actually ran through this massive, massive iceberg biome, and so I think we'll go there today and work with that. You can see I have a little bit of blue ice, but it's really not enough. So over here in my jungle wood chest, I do believe I have 2 jungle boats. Yes, my inventory management is decently good, so there's that. And we're actually going to fly most of the way there, but we can always swim back. My iceberg biome is this way. And if you ever want to know how you get yourself blue ice, it's actually really easy. You just have to go to an iceberg biome and mine it up. The only thing is it does have to have silk touch, and it does have to be a iceberg that is of blue ice. So you can see it's actually quite closer to the shore, but I like it because it's not close enough that it kind of ruins the view, because I've had some icebergs that basically generate so close to the coast that it's like, well, here I am at a mesa biome with a iceberg biome in the ocean, so it kind of makes things sad. But anyway, so we have a massive blue ice iceberg here, which is just absolutely perfect. So we'll just mine a whole bunch of this, because yeah, that's what we need for the ice tunnel. And there's actually a cool trick to making ice tunnels, where you only put 1 ice block every other block of the tunnel, and so you actually don't even need that many to make a massive, massive tunnel. And it does sound like we're breaking a lot of glass, but thankfully we're not. It's just ice. And it is funny though how you get the smashing sound even though you're breaking with silk touch. You'd think it'd be more like a chiseling sound, but I guess there's no real way to make a different sound per different tool. I'm not sure actually, but yeah, so we'll just mine all this up. And I do think what's cool about blue ice really is that not only is it really pretty, and obviously it's the fastest ice to make boats on. I think it's 261 kilometers an hour, which is huge. Of course, you know it's kilometers an hour because every Minecraft block is a meter by a meter. But anyway, what's cool about it too is it's actually really pretty. I think it kind of looks like the blue sky, and I think what would be really cool to do is to maybe make a room one day that has the roof of blue ice, and it kind of looks like it's like the sky, like maybe like if you're trying to do like a little kid's room in like a Minecraft house, I think it'd work really well to have like a blue sky roof with maybe like some little animals or something around. I think that'd look really cool and kind of fit that theme really well. We're not actually doing that today, we're just going to keep mining all this out for this, but and I think overall Blue Ice is just a nice addition to the game. You can always craft it, which is actually really interesting. It takes 9 normal ice to make a packed ice, which is this kind of ice right here. Then it takes 9 packed ice to make a blue ice, but really when you're having literally 81 ice to make 1 blue ice, it's barely worth it, and it ends up being a lot longer than it's worth, right? So it's always good to get yourself a iceberg biome, and if you don't have one nearby, they're pretty common in the ocean, so yeah, let's see how much we have. Not quite enough. I'm going to stop at about 3 stacks, so we'll just keep mining this for a little bit longer. And yeah, guys, make sure to comment down what you think of this video. If you like the bedrock breaking, or just maybe something in general. It's always nice to interact with my fans, and I'll try and reply to as many comments as I can. But yeah, we'll finish breaking the rest of this. And I think that's enough, and honestly, if it isn't enough, we can always go back here and get more later, but I really think it is going to be enough, so we'll make sure we don't lose any, because this stuff is actually quite valuable, and we'll fly back. I think we're going south. Yes, that is correct. So yeah, it's funny, because the more you use your F3 screen with all the coordinates, and the more you kind of use like maps and stuff like that, the more you kind of start looking at your world more north, south, east, west, so I'm kind of getting like a mental map of where my world is now, which I think is really cool. But it definitely does take a lot of time to get that, so yeah, we're just going to go over here and I'll show you guys how to make the ice tunnels. Eventually I want ice tunnels, oh that's very weird, anyway. Eventually I want ice tunnels going all over my world, so I basically have a really easy way to get to every place, instead of having some of these long tunnels where you're just walking and walking and walking. I say as I stumble around my house trying to find my nether room, but anyway, you know, I think these ice tunnels can be actually really, really cool. You can do them in the overworld, but realistically they're more for the nether. So what we're going to do, this is how you do it. You put 1 ice here, and then you skip a block, put 1 here. Now the reason why this works is if you're doing a boat, the boat can actually sit between the blocks like that, and so it actually works, which is really interesting. So yeah, we'll basically just place ice every other block like this. And it just is kind of a cool trick, right? Because, I mean, most ice tunnels are made completely with pure ice, but with this, you can literally save 75% of your ice, which means that it doesn't actually take hours and hours to make this kind of thing. Because really, with any Silk Touch, you can make an ice tunnel. It'd be better if it's with blue ice, but you know, it's actually really cool. And in the corner like this, you just want to make sure that all the hitboxes are covered. Oh, there is a bad guy with a very good sword, and it might kill me, so I say in my calmest voice, but anyway, I'm just going to do is fly over here. I found it's interesting, actually, because probably the best defense is running away, which is kind of funny to say, but yeah, it's actually true. And I would say like something like this guy obviously has a very good sword on him, but yeah, like he can't really get to me now as long as I'm hitting at the right time, so it can be a bit scary, but overall it's not too bad. The trick is really getting the timing right, so you're basically hitting him right before he can hit you, but that can definitely take a lot of time, and even I usually mess up with that a lot myself, so yeah, I'll just keep placing these like this after that rude piglin interruption. And I guess I could always have my full armor on, but that again is why I usually have my elytra on, because then I can run away in a situation like that if I'm startled by something, or if it's something like, let's say, a wither, where it's like, you know, very, very damaging thing, you can get away really, really quick. Speaking of a wither, actually, I want to try and get one very soon in this world. I'm not sure how soon, but definitely within a couple more episodes, because I think that a beacon is definitely something this world needs. Since, you know, we already have an enderman farm and an iron farm and soon to be a gold farm, I think it would make sense if we had a beacon. But that's actually one of the main reasons why I'm making this gold farm, is because we can get the materials for the beacon without having to use up our precious iron from the iron farm. Because the iron farm does make a lot of iron, but it's probably not quite enough for a huge amounts of beacons. And it is interesting that our location is actually right through the nether fortress here, but thankfully you go by so fast on these ice tunnels that the bad guys really can't get to. So it just makes it so it's really, really easy to do that. And I'll just keep making all this. And no, I think it is just better overall just to have quick ways to get to the gold farm too, because I found like with my enderman farm, I've been kind of, you know, neglecting to go there a lot because it's so hard to get there. So eventually I'll probably fix the way to get there too and make it really quick. and also make it so that the portal is nearer to the end portal. And again, on this corner here, you can just basically do any pattern as long as the boat won't fall on the cracks, which it won't. I mean, technically you could do this really scary and break this underneath, but I'm definitely not that risky, and I want to keep things doable for like mobs and stuff too. So on the end, I'll just put some more, I guess I'll put some packed ice, maybe just as a little buffer at the very end, like that. Perfect. And then we can try it out. So we'll just get our boat out and put it here, and we'll see what we can do here. Oh, I don't know how in the world I got on fire. I think it was a blaze. Anyway, I'll have to be careful around there, maybe build the walls up a bit higher. But yeah, you can see just how incredibly quick that was. And then basically we can get to and from our nether portal in record time. Yes, I think that'll be super, super useful overall, and will really make our gold farm, once we have built it, one of the easiest things to get through outside, of course, things that are right next to our house. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to press the like button. Make sure to comment down what you think. Make sure to subscribe to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!